Every human being is la home universally. Diamond discussed one day. According to Vedas, visualization of God is equivalent to Paramjati Upasampada. But the Vedic injunction is that the vision of God must have an immediate succession of Seno Rupeno Obhinispaddate. That is, very identical man shall be la home universally, and then alone the ego or aham is annihilated. Every member of the human race is la home universally. There is no second case, and thus the question of comparison ceases from being in his brain, or in other words, to give a biological top to it. The cell of ego or egoism is wiped out from his brain by the visualization of God. Oneness comes through natural selection. Diamond discussed Astavakra Samhita is a treasure of self-knowledge or Atmajnana. It is meant for one and all. It is written with the sole purpose of conveying the true knowledge of the self to the humanity, so that they may have the true light and may be enlightened. They may conduct themselves in accordance with the principle of the book and come to know that they are Brahma and one. It deals only with individualism. Sri Ramakrishna urges vehemently that this book is meant solely for the sannyasis and not for the common people. Let the householders and common people follow the path of dualism and remain in darkness forever. This distinction between a sannyasi and a householder was declared as false and was openly dishonored within a short time after the disappearance of Sri Ramakrishna from this world. In a public lecture in America by Swami Vivekananda, he addressed the Americans as thou art that. It means man is Brahma. No distinction exists between a sannyasi or monk and a householder. Brahmahood belongs to every man. The Vedic revelation rests with the principle that he whom nature selects as its own is endowed with this paravidya, and through him this wonderful oneness is distributed through the agency of five elements, as it is nature's creation and a nature and a natural demand of the humanity to be united into one while alive, and thus to make one world in the atmic or spiritual sphere. Nature demands it and nature creates it. Faith and Vedic truth. Diamond discussed neither by reasoning nor by faith God can be visualized. God is visualized through His grace. This visualization of God bears its own proof. The seer of God is seen by scores of thousands as He is universal home. This confirmation en masse is the positive proof, and also it entails the correctness of the Vedic teaching by the rishis some thousands of years ago. It is but a natural and spontaneous evolution of the life power. It is nature's way to establish oneness in the midst of the humanity. Sri Ramakrishna emphatically declared about his visualization of God, but who it was not followed by Sena Rupena Obhinispaddate, or why he was not seen by myriads of people while he was alive. This visualization of God by Sri Ramakrishna lacks in proof as outlined in the Vedas, and thus it transpires it is defective and imperfect. In case of Diamond, thousands hold the proof and declare the corrections of the Vedic truth. Faith is but a poetic creation of pure imagination. It is self-made. Yes, by faith a man may create an image, may see it in the sixth plane, and may plunge himself in 1,000 kinds of self-illusion, and thus pass his days in chasing a wild goose, but not the truth. Truth is oneness. Did any champion of any faith, though they are as numerous as blackberries in a tree, ever create this oneness? We do not find so in any part of the globe. What is God and who is God? Yes, a man's life power automatically moves on into the cerebrum and gets transformed into God. That is Param Jyoti Upasampada. This Paramjyoti does not idly pass its days in enjoying the bliss of Satchidananda in Samadhi, but assumes the form of the man in whose body this life power has become Paramjyoti and brings about oneness in the heart of millions, and he is called Brahma. This is the Vedic truth and not faith. Deities and the Vedic truth, oneness. Diamond said, Sri Ramakrishna says, those who are liberally disposed acknowledge and accept every kind of image such as Rama, Krishna, Shiva, Kali. Here the term liberal has been used in the esoteric or yogic sense. One may see his own deities such as Rama, Krishna, Shiva, Kali, etc. One has a narrow experience and the other a broader one. They differ, disagree and dissent. A man with broader experience will accept Rama as the deity of the man with narrow experience, but the latter will not accept Krishna, Shiva, Kali as the lacks in experience. Sri Ramakrishna means to say that man with more experience becomes liberal. Even he, that means Sri Ramakrishna, goes so far as to declare that blessed is he who has united all into one. It reveals his idea of oneness, which is considered as an experience of the causal body, where it is experienced that the causal body of the aspirant assumes many multifarious forms, being the creation of imagination, and the aspirant comes to be acquainted with the esoteric secret that all the various deities about whom he heard so much is but the various forms of the one and the same causal body. The Vedic principle of oneness deals with a man alive and thus announces 1. Ekam rupam bahuda ya karati. One human form of a living man made numberless and seen within their own bodies by also a numberless men. 2. Ekam bijang bahuda ja karoti. One seed made innumerable and seen within. The deities are but fictions and the fountainhead of disagreement in the midst of the human race, whereas this oneness brings harmony of love and the point of union between man and man sought by Swami Vivekananda, though it did not reach him. Difference between ism and oneness. Diamond discussed each and every ism in the sectarian religions of the world thinks that his religion is right and solves the problem of the humanity. But in its historical and practical aspect, we find that it has created hatred, dissensions, disagreement, divisions, and in each and every turn trying to lower down others to establish thereby one's own superiority. Not to speak of the bigots and fanatics who play havoc and transform this beautiful art into a pandemonium. The leading idea giving impetus to him is that he is the best and others are irrational and brainless, very lower in rank in the order of merit. Let us enlighten them. Their thought and ideas about themselves make others think that they are groping in the dark and they are not the chosen people of the Lord, but they have been allowed to roll in false vanity, so that someday or other better sense may be awakened in them, and they may come to know that every member of the humanity is God or Brahma. Now about having it tallied with the sun, there is but one sun in the horizon, so to have it tallied with the sun means to have oneself transformed into the one. Who is this one? This one is made by nature, and in the atmic zone of the human body, he shall be seen by millions, denoting oneness with the one sun, the perfect one.